This podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. The weather's cooling down, meaning you may want to invest in some new windows and doors to keep your home warm. And this September, you can get 15% off your entire home project at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. That's, as always, at no money down, no payments, and no interest for a whole year. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for more information. The criminal investigation into the death of a woman with physical and mental disabilities has been renewed. Meanwhile, more parents are opting out of vaccinating their children. Car dealers have new inspection rules to follow. And over 30 colleges in Pennsylvania have been ranked amongst the best. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. It was January 2022 when Cheryl Udall, a 50-year-old woman with cerebral palsy and developmental disabilities who spent most of her life in a Philadelphia care home, was found in the home face down in a pool of urine, suffocating what was later determined to be a large wad of disinfectant wipe that had been stuffed down her throat, reports CBS Local Philadelphia. She died 5 days later. No charges have been filed, and the medical examiner's office later said it couldn't figure out how the paper got into Udall's throat. The home, Merrickey Woodhaven, has also denied any responsibility for what it called, quote, a serious and tragic incident. But Udall's relatives have been seeking answers ever since. Her mother has filed a $15 million wrongful death lawsuit which casts suspicion on an unidentified Merrickey employee. And recently it was revealed that a pathologist for the family found a strand of hair that was stuck on the corner of the wipe after looking at police photos, something that city homicide investigators appeared to have missed. The state attorney general's office has now stepped in and taken control of the evidence, although an office spokesperson told the Associated Press that it would, quote, neither confirm nor deny the existence of an investigation. Merrickey, on its end, said in a legal filing this week that the wipe found in Udall's throat was not used by members of the facility, but may have been from the EMTs who rushed Udall to the hospital. CBS noted how Udall had also suffered a broken leg that went undiagnosed a year before her death, and was also reported to have had a black eye and swollen cheek at one point, injuries that Merrickey claimed were sustained from a fall. More parents in Pennsylvania are opting out of getting their kids vaccinated for diseases such as measles and chickenpox due to religious or personal reasons, reports Axios Philadelphia. Public health officials told Axios how anecdotal reports suggest that child vaccination rates continue on an observed downward trend, although official data is still lagging by several months. And this is something that's happening on a nationwide level too. While the majority of parents still overwhelmingly support vaccinations, exemptions for kindergartners rose by nearly 3% last year when compared to the year before. A Gallup poll from last month, too, found that only 69% of respondents found childhood vaccines as extremely or very important, down from 94% in 2001. Officials attribute the drop due to misinformation as well as public distrust in institutions. Car dealers have new inspection rules to follow, states Pittsburgh's Action News 4. An amendment to the state's automotive industry trade practices took effect last month, requiring dealers to inspect each vehicle within 30 days of when it enters their inventory for certain unsafe conditions. Ones that have 500 or more miles on a lot will need to have an additional inspection take place prior to a sale too. Any issues must also be disclosed in writing before a vehicle is sold, even if it's sold quote-unquote as is. The 2024-25 school year has just begun, but already the Wall Street Journal has released its list of the best colleges in the U.S. for the 2025-26 academic year, says PennLive. These schools were determined by analyzing things such as learning environment and student outcomes, like how much a college might boost their future incomes. And while the top three were Jersey's Princeton in first, Massachusetts Babson College in second, and Stanford in California in third, 32 total colleges in Pennsylvania made it onto the rankings. Among the Keystone State schools listed were Bucknell, Drexel, and the University of Scranton. That wraps up today's episode. For more news, drop by PennLive.com. Also, please remember to rate this podcast wherever you may listen to it, and to share it around with your family and friends. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and we'll chat tomorrow during another episode of Today in PA. This podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. The weather's cooling down, meaning you may want to invest in some new windows and doors to keep your home warm. And this September, you can get 15% off your entire home project at Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. That's, as always, at no money down, no payments, and no interest for a whole year. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for more information.